$6.39, Keith. If I wanted to go out and buy an Apple stock, one stock, what do you reckon it'd cost me these days?
Oh, I don't know.
$665.
600 for one?
For one
share. That's
for one share.
Which does sort of give you a bit of an idea about why, extraordinarily, it has become, is it so? It is now the biggest company by monetary value. Let's check with the man who knows these things, Mathan Allington, the Gadget Coach. Morning, Mathan.
Very good morning to you.
So, yeah, how big is this company?
It's huge, yeah. So it's reached over $623 billion. So it's topping bigger than Microsoft ever got in the 90s.
And why is that so? We just love Apple? Why do we love Apple?
We love Apple. Well, it started with the redesign of their iPods, and then when the iPhone launched in 2007, it's just grown from there. So people have got the iPods, and then they've got the iPhones, and then once they got the iPhones, they've realised that they like this device, and then so they wanted the Mac computer. So then to complete it, they got the iPad as well.
So that's what's driven it. Before, there were people like me who've been a Mac nerd and known we're in the minority. It's actually kind of reversed. It starts off with an iPhone, and then it works back to, well, I'll have a Mac while I'm there.
Yes, yeah. So people are bought in. Basically, it's called the Apple ecosystem. So once you get an iPhone, then you need iTunes, and go, well, I've got iTunes, I may as well get a Mac computer. And then, well, I've got those two. So if the tablet I want to look at, the natural thing's an iPad. So once people have bought in, they like the simplicity and how it operates, then they go, if I'm going to get one of these other devices, I may as well get one of the same family.
So now we're looking at Apple TV. We'll talk about that a bit later on, perhaps, Mathan. But the iPhone 5, that might be coming out next month, and there's a rumoured iPad mini.
Yeah, yes. So the scheduled launch that's been reported fairly widely through some business journals, business websites and papers is for September 12th, when it should be announced. And people think may even have pre-sales online on the Apple website as quickly as the same day, and then an actual launch for late September on the 21st of September.
It's interesting because if you go, I've been buying Apple stuff for a long time. I go to the Nord shop and they don't know. It's very tightly held, this kind of stuff, isn't it? They know within only days ahead of when the new product will actually be in the shop and saleable.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're going to stores asking when the next phone is announced and they tell you they don't know, they actually generally don't, because the people in the stores, it's only in the high level of the head offices that might know, but they've all got non-disclosure agreements. So it's tightly held, and the people in the stores will only know when it's announced publicly via the keynote address. Now,
presumably this business of bringing out yet another iPhone, or now a totally new product, an iPad mini, how much of that is about just sales and how much of it is about actually just staying as the product, like the name product?
Yeah, there's a huge part of sales to obviously keep up the profit and the bottom line, but also the reason the iPhone was popular because it was very innovative, especially in the touchscreen technology. So to keep the valuable company and to keep profitable, they want to have stay as the innovators, keep bringing out the new products, and to keep at the forefront. Otherwise, people will look at alternatives such as the Samsung range, which are very popular and growing as a manufacturer across, say, smartphones. They're the number one smartphone seller in the world. So that they've got to keep innovating to keep at the forefront and keep as the product people are using.
Just back to the iPads, locally, Woolies are giving one to all of their store managers.
Yes. So they given 890 store managers iPads, and the reason for this, they're wanting their managers on the shop floor, speaking to customers and speaking to their team and seeing the operations that are happening. And they estimate that their store managers are spending 8 hours a week behind their desks and not being functional on the floor. So they've developed a number of apps that are going to inventory management and rosters and all that sort of thing, and so they're wanting their managers on the floor. So this is just another sign of why Apple is such a valuable company, because when companies buy a fleet of products like this, it does hit the news, and it also gives further value to the product and to the share price as well.
And it's a sort of an iPad network as well, because they'll be able to centrally control the iPad content.
Yes, exactly. So Apple have set up the facility for large corporate clients to have sort of a fleet management of iPad content. So they do have their own in-house apps and all the security of being able to wipe and control and track them if they get stolen or lost. If they develop a new app, it can just get pushed out automatically. So that's another reason they are so popular.
It is amazing because we are going to see people walking around a supermarket and having masses of material at their fingertips and being able to put more in because it's interactive.
Yep.
I think Jane Riley last night was looking, as she does every night, at some data. If she wants any data to take with her,
it's on the iPad.
It's on the iPad. We're going into on Friday. We're going down to Victoria Square. We'll do our broadcast from there. When we did it 5 years ago, the iPad didn't exist.
Yeah.
I'll take two down this week in order to keep up with text, in order to use one as a research tool to get onto the rest of the world. Well, it has revolutionised things. Not bad for a device where we wondered whether it would have a place.
Yeah, most certainly. It's definitely contributing to paperless offices and paperless operations. And when it was first announced, people were sort of sceptical. Where's this actually going to fit? Is it just going to replace a laptop? For a lot of people, it's complementary, but it's the portability and the internet access are the things that make it really functional.
Thanks very much, Mathan.
Always a pleasure. Thank you.
Mathan Allington, the Gadget Coach, has more.
It's easy with Gadget Coach.